Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
And then who's speaking first, or you just kind of...
I will be speaking first, and then I will be handing it off to him.
Okay.
Can you guys come go closer together?
Sure.
You guys can stand closer together.
Sure.
With mics. Yeah.
Does that work for you as well?
Sound better?
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Can you guys hear me off of his mic? Perfect.
Sorry, you mind holding up that white piece of paper for us?
It's just a check.
No.
Right
so
here.
we get white balance.
Just
That
the
is-
back of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect, thank you.
Are we all ready?
Yes.
I'm ready, whenever you guys are ready.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. We want to thank you for coming. The purpose of this press conference is to provide an update on a sexual and aggravated assault investigation within the city of Tempe. I'm Officer Kayla Jeanette Smith, and I'm one of the media relation officers. Currently here with me is Sergeant Ron Elcock. Currently, the Tempe Police Department is investigating 3 crimes in the area of South Gary Drive and East 8th Street, where we believe the suspect that I will be describing is involved in each. I will be going over each incident separately to include the description of the suspect at the time of the incident. September 15th. The description of the suspect is a black male, approximately 6 feet tall, thin build, shirtless, wearing blue jeans, with a light-colored face mask and black shoes. Around 4 a.m., the suspect entered through an open garage door, approached the victim while she was asleep, and the suspect was then startled by a roommate before a sexual assault occurred and fled the area prior to police arrival. October 6th. The description of the suspect is a black male, approximately 6 feet tall, thin build, wearing a white long sleeve shirt with an unknown logo on its left breast, dark colored pants, black shoes, and a dark colored neck gaiter that covered his mouth and head. Around 3:41, the suspect entered the residence through an unlocked front door and sexually assaulted the victim and left the area on foot prior to police arrival. Today, around 5:50 a.m., the description of the suspect is a tall, thin, black male wearing a light-colored shirt, dark pants, and white shoes. The suspect entered the residence through an unlocked back door and approached the victim while she was asleep. The suspect attempted to sexually assault the victim before being startled by a roommate and left the area on foot prior to police arrival. These are sensitive investigations that are currently ongoing, and we want the public to know that at this time we have numerous police resources invested within all of these investigations. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sergeant Ron Elcock for questions.
I guess, what should people be doing who live in this area? Is their safety at risk?
So we see consistencies in these investigations, and the consistencies are that the suspect is entering the residences or apartments through an unlocked door. So our message is definitely lock your doors. We want people to be safe, and apparently these incidents are occurring in this neighborhood, so having a locked door seems to be one of the ways that people can keep themselves safe. We want people to be vigilant, and we want people to see anything that appears that it may be out of place in the area, or anyone lurking around the area that may match this description, and report that to us. We have put out a bulletin through Silent Witness. 480 Witness would be the number, and it's 480 Witness. I apologize, I don't have the numbers with me, but 480 Witness. We want people to call that number so that we can get tips that we can then follow up on.
Were all the victims female, and were they all students at ASU?
All of the victims were female, but not all of them were students at ASU.
Did it all happen in that kind of townhome stretch of the neighborhood?
They all happen in that immediate area, but not necessarily all in that townhome stretch.
What was the neighborhood called?
I'm not sure of the name of the neighborhood, but it's 8th Street and Gary in that area.
Okay. And then what was the dates again of each crime?
The first incident happened early Friday morning on September 15th. The second incident happened early Friday morning on October 6th. And the last incident occurred this morning at about 5:50 a.m.
Was the first one, if you can mention again, was it a sex assault or attempted sex assault in that one?
That one we're just considering it as assault. That's how we're investigating it at this time.
So assault, then sex assault, and then attempted sex assault?
Correct.
Is there any fear that this person could be violent or you know, continue going to more lengths to commit this crime?
The fact that we have 3 incidents that occurred that would suggest that violence is a possibility.
You don't think it's one person, not multiple?
The way it's being investigated right now is that we're investigating it as if it is one person.
Do you believe there could be more incidents out there involving this suspect?
We're unsure about incidents out there, which is why we wanted to put the information out for people to get a hold of us and call the silent witness, so that if there are, they can report that.
We had heard one of the victims possibly was elderly woman. Are you able to confirm that?
One of the victims was a little bit older than the other 2 victims, yes.
Can you confirm any ages or age ranges of the victims?
Right now, we're kind of leaving that as a part of the investigation for the age ranges of the victims, but we do know that one was significantly older than the other 2 victims.
Will you have increased patrol in this neighborhood?
We're using all investigative resources available to us to continue this investigation. There are resources available, and we're reaching out to all of them. There's nothing that's off the table for us.
Do you believe the person was also trying to take any items? We had received like an email saying that there was possibly a sheet taken from one of these victims. I don't know if he was also trying to steal items or anything like that.
Sure, that's a part of our investigation to find out everything that everything that the victims have for us. Again, we're keeping that as a part of our investigation. We don't want to give out any information that may compromise our investigation.
When you say you're investigating it as one suspect, is that because the same description, or you have video surveillance that shows the same person, or how did you come to the conclusion that it's perhaps just one person?
There's based on the descriptions, and there is video surveillance that we are looking at right now, and so based on that video surveillance and all the information that we have from the witnesses and victims, we are investigating as it is one person.
Do you, at this point, have you been able to identify that person that I mean, not releasing the name right now probably, but
Sure.
Do you have an idea of who that person might be?
That's a part of our investigation, and we'll have to continue that part of the investigation.
Is there any reason to believe that this might be targeted, like this suspect is targeting specific houses, or that it's just random houses that they happen to have unlocked doors to?
Again, that question is a good question. It's a part of our investigation to find that out as well.
So one thing we really want to stress out to the public is, I don't know if you noticed, a common trend was the individual is really targeting unlocked doors and open garages. So as a safety kind of tip and reminder for the general public is, please, especially as it's getting darker earlier at night, make sure you close your garages and check and double check that your doors are locked, because this individual is not afraid to check multiple doors and check to see if they're unlocked. So, you know, to follow up on that, obviously, anytime you hear something like this going on is alarming, right, to the public. Anything that you can say to kind of ease their minds right now, because that person is still out there.
Sure. I would like the public to take comfort in knowing that we are going to stay steadfast in our investigative efforts, and we definitely want to bring justice to the victims that are out there. So for that reason, we'll be continuing the investigation the way we're doing it now.
Is he breaking into cars, or is it homes only? Or, you know, if there's other things that he's also breaking into?
Sure. We don't have any information at this time that he's been breaking into cars, but that's something that we will still investigate if that does happen.
I don't know if you mentioned this already, but was there any relationship between the victim and the suspects, or do we know that yet?
Still a part of our investigation, still early on for us.
Right.
Sorry, one more question. I'm not sure if you mentioned this. I know you were giving some descripting factors of the suspect. We had heard that possibly the person might have been heard having a Middle Eastern accent. I don't know if that's something that people can, pick up on if they think they might know the person.
The accent on the person is part of our investigation. We would be premature in saying what type of accent that it was, but it was reported that there was an accent, but we'd be premature in saying what type of accent that was.
We want to thank everyone for coming. We are really asking for our community's help, which is why we have also asked for the assistance of silent witness, because we understand that some may feel more comfortable being a silent witness and providing information. Our top priority is keeping our community safe. We are asking again for our community's help. If you recognize, we have provided photos to you guys. If you recognize the individual in any of the photos or in the video provided, please reach out to Silent Witness and provide any tips that you may have. At the same time, we are encouraging people to take safety precautions. Locking your doors and keeping your garages closed is an essential step we can all take to enhance our personal safety and security. So thank you again all for coming and taking the time out of your day. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you need first and last names?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, if you want.
Can I keep going?
Yeah, I'm still going.
Sure.
Hers is in the email that we have from earlier, so we should be good.
First name is Ron. Last name is Elcock.